Hey guys, welcome back to the Scar Zone. Today we have a new review going on, and it's a first time for me. It's an ammo review. I'm really excited about this because this is something that's been becoming a passion of mine within the last year or so, which is long-range precision shooting. And when you get into that field of marksmanship, not only is knowing your rifle and having a good rifle important, but also having good ammunition. Now, a lot of people spend the time to hand load their ammunition when they get into this field, and some others don't have the time to do that. That's the market that ABM is actually going after, is the long-range precision shooter that wants hand load precision ammo, but doesn't have the time to do it. Now, ask for the 308 mission ready version, which they have available out on the market now. You can go and find them on appliedballistics.com. They took a long time to put a lot of science behind what they're doing in order to create a very reliable, accurate round that is consistent from case to case, cartridge to cartridge, bullet to bullet. The amount of time and effort that they put in here is extremely appreciated to the shooter, because when you go and you buy over-the-counter, off-the-shelf ammunition, sometimes you're not getting exactly what you want because it's mass-produced. Being that this is my first ammo review, I wasn't really sure how to approach this, so I just took it as if I made a bunch of rounds myself and wanted to go out into the field, test them out, see what they're doing, collect the data, and evaluate them that way. And I figure it's a pretty fair assessment. I only had a limit of 60 rounds to test out, so I had to be very conservative with what I was doing. So chronoing came out to be almost identical to the box. Now, one of the things that you need to mention, or that I need to mention, is I was shooting it out of a 20-inch barrel, and these on the box are all chronoed out of a 24-inch barrel. There's a 4-inch difference. It's going to make a little bit of a difference, not a huge difference. But what you really want to see is the consistency. And I got a difference of about 12.5 variance between the 5 that I got. And I'm sure that could have shrunk if I did and continued to do 10 rounds like I originally wanted to. Now, I took these out to the range to see how they grouped at 100 yards. And this is one of the things that blew my mind. Now, this is out of a factory Remington 700. So with a factory rifle, this was grouping well below MOA. And I was pretty much knocking things into the same hole. Again, I was being very conservative with my rounds because I also wanted to do long-range shooting with these, which they're meant for. However, a couple days passed and I had such a sweet group, I wanted to go back and repeat it. So I did. And it was repeatable. I did a 5-shot group this time, but with one flyer. Now, that flyer is me. There's no way that ammo did it with what you're seeing. This is sweet stuff. Other things that you want to know about this ammo is that the batch that I am using came with Lapua brass. They have since moved off of Lapua and are moving on to their own brass, but I would know that they wouldn't want to go and use something less than what they were using when they started off. So the brass is awesome, and for reloaders like myself, once you buy this stuff, you keep your brass, you're getting some Lapua to reload. Another nice point. I took it out, like I said. I wanted to see what I could do with the box ammunition and the box stats. And what I have also done is I looked up and I've used their Applied Ballistics Ballistic Calculator. It's offered for Android and iOS. I used that. I plugged in their information. Had a steel plate at 300 yards. Actually, it's 330 yards to be exact. Eyes on target, send it, boom, hit it, impact every time. That's really great when you have a bullet that's going to act with the data that it comes with. Being able to put it into a ballistic calculator and then send that round. Now, this is a 8-inch plate at 300 yards, but I was consistently hitting that plate without doubt. I did want to take these rounds out a lot further. However, I didn't have the time, but I was pretty convinced that you know, at 300 yards, it's hitting very solid. So like I said, the muzzle velocity of these on the box is 26.68, and I got around the same, a little bit less. And again, I'm shooting out of a 20-inch barrel compared to a 24-inch barrel, which this data was gathered on. The other thing is I went and tested a bunch of lots. Out of the 3 boxes, I went and I randomly picked rounds to test for the length, which is supposed to be at 2.800 inches, and they all came within the 100th of that. You have a little variable. Unfortunately though, what I'm using to measure them is a $15 Amazon deal, which just, you know, is not as accurate as I'd want. If I had a $40 one, I'm sure I'd get better results and more accuracy. But for me, what it was telling me is, yeah, these are all within the exact limits of what it's saying it's supposed to be. So another solid on ABM for their ability to produce specific, consistent rounds. These things, if you need to go and if you're going to do a match and you need something you don't feel like loading, I would recommend these. They're just sweet. So what's the downside on these? They're expensive, and that's the only downside. So they're between $42 to $43 a box of 20. It's a lot of money. However, you're getting the patience and the results out of something like this that's well deserved. They also make a 300 Win Mag and a 338 Lapua right now, but if you need to do some consistent shooting and you want to go out there and impress and see what your rifle can do, I highly recommend going with some of this ABM ammo. I would try it out myself if I were you, if you have the money around. Again, that's it. I can't find anything negative about these rounds. They honestly blew me away. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you know, it was a little informative. It's my first ammo review, so I'm sorry it's a little sketchy, but this is great ammo. I'm really impressed with it. Again, questions, comments, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, find us on Facebook. Scar Zone appreciates your time, and come back, watch us again.